POA community. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Robert Linkul, trainingtheolderadult.com. I hope you are all doing great, having a good day, and thank you for being here, spending a little time with me. All right, got a new article. We're going to talk about toe health, foot health a little bit. Number one, I've got another video on our YouTube channel here that discusses foot care. I know you didn't come here to talk about hygiene issues necessarily, but in one particular case, I am obsessed with foot care. And I think it's particularly important to take really good care of your feet because it's what propels us through this earth. So I have a whole video detailing how you can take care of your feet and how to maintain a healthy foot, etc. But in this particular article, they are discussing the question, and this is a little bit of like an age-old question. Is it ankle mobility? Is it ankle stability and strength? Is it toe mobility? Is it toe mobility and strength that dictate if people fall or if they're higher fall risks? So we're going to kind of look at this based on some of the information they have in here. Okay, in any given year, nearly 40% of senior citizens age 70 and over will fall at least once. Sadly, this statistic, even with our clients who resistance train and do everything that we do, sadly, this is still a, on average, on par statistic. Those that do not train are falling way more often. They are falling 3 to 5 times a year, where those that do train are falling once or twice a year and surviving those falls for the most part. Now, we see that to be very true with our clientele. However, we still have some clients that are falling on ice or tripping over a dog or whatnot and still having some breaks. So this is an issue we're going to be constantly battling. Each fall significantly increases the risk of not only sprains, strains, and contusions, but fractures. The result, injuries often begin a downward spiral of weakness and frailty. Putting aside emotional tolls of dealing with falls, the financial costs are staggering. In the U.S. alone, the costs providing health care for seniors after falls is roughly $30 billion annually. $30 billion annually. So when we look at what they're suggesting here is that the best indicator or pre-indicator for seniors if they're going to fall is their toe strength. Okay, in a study, 300 older adults, they discovered that non-falling seniors had 20% more toe strength than the seniors who fell. Interesting, there was no difference in their quadricep strength or their ankle strength between fallers and non-fallers, confirming that toe weakness, not generalized weakness, is responsible for falls. Yes, there is some argument here that even getting into certain positions physically are lending towards the fall, and you are in these positions because you are overall weak. So granted, that there's an argument to be made there, but I understand what they're saying, okay? Toe weakness is extremely common in senior citizens compared to their younger peers. Older adults have toe strength decline by more than 35%, which greatly increases their falling risk, okay? So what they can do, and I'll show you this picture here. Let's jump down to this guy. They can take a little dynamometer, basically, put it on the ground, you pinch it down with your toe, and they pull it until that thing starts to slide. Whatever the tension is that you're pushing down with your toe, is going to give you an idea of how much pound per square inch, etc., you can squeeze with your toes. And then from there, they can kind of decide, all right, this is where the average individual for this age is this strong in their toes, and here's the decline that we're seeing across the board, okay? So some of the old arguments have been, well, if you don't have the hallux as your big toe joint, if you don't have hallux flexibility, being able to pull your toes up, manipulate your toes here, then you're going to be at greater fall risk. If you don't have better ankle mobility, you're going to be at greater fall risk. If you don't have ankle stability, greater fall risk, etc. So I found this I thought this was pretty funny. Like, oh my God, what happened to this dude's foot? The ideal range of motion, I should be able to just yank my toe to 180 degrees. Are you batshit crazy? Look at that toe. Show me someone who can do that with their toe, and I'll show you somebody in, Circus du Lait. That's a little much, guys. Hallux limitus, that is realistic and where most people can lift their toe up about 15 to 20 degrees, something like that. Ideally, if you could get to 45 degrees or more, lifting your toes up, I think we're in good shape. I don't think you need to have double jointed, dislocated toes here that yank my toe up to vertical. But we definitely don't want this hallux rigidus at the bottom where you really can't lift your toes at all, okay? So let's look at a drill here. This is me just kind of doing, these are my feet. Notice my feet, I use my feet a lot. And notice how well kept they are. Check out our other video so you can learn about how to take care of your feet. But this is, granted, I'm doing all of my toes. You can see a good 45 to 55 degree angle. My right toe, my right big toe, actually raises a little bit my left big toe raises a little bit higher than my right one does. And the concern or the focus for this is anterior tib strength and some other musculatures on the front of your shins and the top of your feet. All of this assists in a neuromuscular connection from your brain down to your feet that teaches your toes to lift up and training all the musculature in the chain that goes up your body, up the front of your body, to be able to dorsiflex, pull your toes up, not have your toes drag when you're walking. And if you can continue to train and create a stimulus on this neuromuscular pattern of pulling your toes up like this, then you are going to keep mobility and you're definitely going to assist in not falling down because you're not going to drag your toes when you walk or climb stairs or anything like that. Okay? So, number one, just what I was doing right there is just a super basic drill that you can do, right? And I just showed it's the same drill from all angles, just pulling your toes up, return, pull your toes up, return, and just focus on mobility of it. The next one is take a towel, like a shower towel, and lay it down on tile floor, wood floor, and then squish it up with your toes. Just toes, 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 and the towel should just bundle up under your feet. One of the best drills you can do to get your feet and your toes really, really strong. And then you can grab the towel with your toes, with your pincing toes, your big toe on the next one, and like pinch it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, like build that strength. Dig your toes down into the ground. One of the drills that they have on here is this, what do they call it? It's the Vela forward leaning maneuver, okay? And what this does is, this is a way for you to just kind of practice toe engagement. So you stand up tall, arms down at your side, lean forward 10 degrees, 5 degrees, dig your big toes into the ground, hold 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,005, and then come back and then lean again, 1, 2, and so on. And so you could do sets of forward leans, velas here, as they call it, vela, V-E-L-A, V-E-L-E, I don't know, forward leaning drills. You can do that 5 seconds. They suggest this maneuver repeated 20 times a day. I love that. I think that's great. And then working toe flexibility. Basically, when you step your foot back into a lunge and your toes on the ground do that little action, right? Like you're getting that forced extension. I think that's a great maneuver to practice. So we practice drop step lunges with our clients all the time. Okay, I'm in my rucking gear, so excuse me for my my attire. It's not my sexiest look. Okay, drop back into this toe, this high flex position, and then return. High flex, return. High flex, return. Like just this drill alone, this will work ground reactive force, toe maneuvering abilities for you, which is what we want. That's exactly what we're trying to target here, is to get people stronger via toe contact ground reaction. How much force can you force through your feet, specifically your big toe, but all of your toes, down into the ground at a moment's notice? Can I do it in a backwards position, a forward leaning position, a side to side position? All this is going to help me not fall down when the moment arises. But they'll talk about in here is carrying groceries and being able to carry up to at least half of your body weight, if not more, when you maneuver and walk back and forth from the car, to the kitchen, etc. So the average, we've talked about this, the average grocery bag is 11 pounds, and they are rarely ever evenly loaded. So on average, you have anywhere from 9 to 13 pounds in either bag. So we're at about 20, at a high end, we're at 18 to 26 pounds, okay? Somewhere around in there. Well, that, unless you're a 90-pound individual, is not a third of your body weight, not even close to a half of your body weight. So we would want to double up or triple that weight up if you could get to a point where if you're 132 pounds, 60 kilos, you're carrying 30 kilos, 15 in each hand. That'd be 35 pounds in each hand. Can you do that, right? You're 135 pounds. Can you carry 70 pounds, 35 in each hand, and maneuver it around? All of our clients can do that. It's hard, okay? They can do it. But even Joyce, my oldest client, can carry 26 pounds in each hand, and she's about 120 pounds. So she's at 50, so she's almost half her body weight. She's working on that. But again, this is a lady who, has fallen and broken her back and hurt her knee and like all kinds of other stuff, can still manipulate and carry at least a third of her body weight around, which is pretty badass. But all of our other clients can definitely do half their body weight, okay, and as they maneuver through. So this is a good drill, a good thing I think you could practice. It would be great to have a force plate or a dynamometer, something that you could test your toe strength on the ground. I don't know, how common those are going to be for you to find. So I don't know if you're going to have a great time with that, but understanding that we want to be able to get this ground reaction toe force and practice that vela, however you say it, forward lean maneuver, pushing, holding, and if you could hold some weights, 5, 10, 15 pounds in hand and do that forward lean drill 5 seconds and come back, I think you're going to get some pretty good work out of that. Your full range of motion calf pumps, I like to have my clients stand on a box like that and drop their heels off and then a big full range up. We'll do that, and then we turn around and we lean against the wall and we pull our toes up, dorsiflex, dorsiflex, dorsiflex. These are all little like active recovery drills. When you're lifting, and you go, hey, I need to rest now. Let me go against the wall over here and do my calf pumps. Let me do my dorsiflexors. Let me do my drop steps. Let me do my forward leans. Let me do those while my heart rate is coming down and my chest is resting from bench pressing or whatever you just did. Use that as active recovery drills. So you're not wasting time. You don't have to stand in here like checking your email on your cell phone. I could be doing these little drills to help my feet and get my toes really strong. All right, gang, that's enough from me. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any comments or questions, strengthening the toes, this is our wrap up, reduces the risk of falling by allowing you to control the subtle forward lean that begins when reaching forward to grasp at an object or while beginning to walk forward. The two most common times for a fall to occur, when they're reaching for something forward or leaning or initially starting something forward. Now, does that mean that most falls occur in the forward direction? No, it means they are initiated. What they're suggesting is they're initiated by going in this direction. But most falls, people overcorrect and they fall backwards and to an angle, like back at a 45-degree angle or so. That's with like 70% of falls, backing away, okay, stumbling back. They're trying to overcorrect from whatever they throw the arms and they do this overcorrect and they end up accelerating their fall in most cases, rather than throwing that foot back, digging into position, being like, I got this. I'm not falling down. Not today, gravity. All right. Any comments, questions, let me know down below. I appreciate you all. Hope you have a great day. And as always, continue to fight your good fight against sarcopenia. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.